Everyone is here looking for dinner. Hello. Hello. So we are going to attempt this because I have people outside shoveling, which shouldn't be the biggest deal in the world, but to my dog it certainly is. And yeah, it should be fine. It should be fine. But you know how it is when you are a little Westie dog. He just does not want to deal with. Well, it's not that he doesn't want to deal with anything. He's just he's my buddy. He's my dog. So we're gonna try something a little different today. Try something a little different. I really like the octopus. I think they're really cool. So I want to talk about octopus on stream today. However, we also had a blizzard all day, and I can feel behind my eyes that I'm probably going to start having a migraine at some point, because that's what happens here in my body. So I get migraines. So we're just all gonna do our best today. How does that sound? Let's just all do our best. So yeah, I am going to come on screen now. Hello. Hello, everyone. Oh, where am I? I don't see me here. Am I covered up? What is going on? Oh, there I am. For some reason, I was tucked away. I'm back. I'm here. Don't worry. I'm fine. I like how I don't know how to hide all my YouTube recommendations and stuff, so I'll have to do that at some point. But anyway, German jump scare, exactly. I want to show you this video. I think it's really cool. So this guy says that he teaches an octopus how to play piano, which that's pretty cool. That's neat. And I want to talk about octopus intelligence. Like, octopus are very, very smart. And it's not just that octopus are smart and that's it. There's just a lot of really weird, interesting things about them. So I want to watch this video. I want to talk about one of my favorite animals. And hopefully I can get through it all without having a migraine. But if I do have a migraine, well, it's kind of Jover for everyone, which, yeah, well, I mean, what can you do when you get weird, funky nervous system attacks, am I right? All right, so I'm going to start the video. Let's find out about this teaching an octopus piano over 6 months. Let's go. Let's learn.
Everyone is here looking for dinner. I'm looking for my next piano student. My
I'm going to
first
turn it up a bit because I can't hear it.
Too dumb. My second, too expensive. Third, too dead. But then I finally found them. The octopuses. Can I have this guy? Wow, yes, perfect.
I kind of wish I could go out and just put an octopus in a bag.
Hold on, buddy.
Be my
You're
new
on
best
soon.
friend for an
I
entire
always
year.
wanted to teach an animal piano, and in theory, octopuses have incredible potential. They are as smart.
Okay, so I'm thinking he's probably in Korea, right? Because that's what it's looking like to me. But, yeah. So, depending on what kind of octopus this is, a lot of them only live for about a year. So, keep in mind that you want to get them really young, because otherwise your octopus is going to die in the middle of teaching it. Yeah, octopus are very short-lived. Fun stuff. Okay, I play it again.
Born as a 3-year-old, they are amazing problem solvers, but what really sets them apart is that each of their 8 arms has its own little brain, letting them think and move independently. It's like 8.
Okay, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. People always say this, that octopus have brains in each of their arms. That's not true. That is not true. Okay, I'm going to show you why that's not true. I didn't realize that he was already spreading octopus misinformation. Because this is what the brain of an octopus looks like. And as you can see, it is one brain. One brain. They have a very complex nervous system, but their brain is a very simple looking brain, as you can see from this diagram. So they do not have extra brains in each arm. That's not correct. It's not quite right. So yeah. The problem also is that, like I said, the brain's in the head, and if you look at, I opened a couple different octopus. I gotta find the right one again. So I was looking at octopus brains. Yeah, there we go. See, they have one brain behind like in their head, and then each of the arms has a complex nervous system. It's not separate brains in each arm. That's just not how they work. I don't know why people keep saying that. It kind of drives me nuts because, like, you can look up octopus. You can look up the diagram and it shows where the brains are. Like, I'm pretty sure we can even Google it. Let's find out. I'm going to Google it. Do octopus have brains in each arm? Oh, yeah, it's kind of, it's a mini nervous system. Like, it's not exactly like, it just feels very misleading to say like they each have a brain in every arm, because it's like, I feel like people are going to think that it's like a huge developed brain in each one, but it's like, yeah, they have extra hearts and the arms do move independently and they can regrow. Like, that's all true stuff, but it's not like a huge brain in each arm. They're like tiny little brain nervous system. Like, you can call it a brain, but it's not quite. It just kind of drives me nuts because it's just like, you kind of have to explain that it's not like they have one huge brain in each part, because otherwise it just, that's kind of what it sounds like. I don't know. It just bothers me because it's like, look, octopus will have their extra, like, they have the bigger brain and then like the smaller, like, kind of brain spots, you know what I mean? But and a human has like one big brain, and octopus have extra hearts. They have blue blood, red. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's a big oversimplification, and octopus also have just, they're full of nerves. They're full of nerve endings. It just, like I said, it just feels like too much of an oversimplification about the octopus. Because, like, they're just such a cool looking thing, right? But it's like, they're, the biggest brain is just right there. It's right there. It's right there. That's their brain. And then it's like mini brains, but it's not the same. It's not the same. I don't know. They also just have things set out quite differently, because, like, they have their mantle, which is very different, and they don't have bones. They're very different from humans. But yeah, it just, anyway, I can only say this so many times that it's not the same as a human brain, and it's not like they have a big brain. Okay, we can keep going now.
pianists in one body, and that's way too much potential to be thrown in a fryer. Yeah! You don't know it yet, but you're going to be the greatest pianist the sea has ever known. I wanted to make sure he doesn't do anything weird in the aquarium these first days, like hang himself, because now he's not only in captivity, he's in captivity with a YouTuber. Takoyaki got his new home, but before I can teach him piano, he needs to start to trust me. But how?
He named
I
it Takoyaki.
think I have an idea. Taco, it's time to eat. You want it? First day, he didn't even want to take the food. I don't think he trusts me enough. The second day, he took the food, but as a thank you, he shit on me. Whoa, shit, what was that? But maybe that's how octopuses shows love.
So, again, that's not what happened. I know this guy's not a biologist, but at the same time, I'm just like, please. Oh, dear. So, octopus. Let's look up what octopus poop looks like. So, octopus poops look more like this, like silly strings. They look. That was the octopus using its jet. It's octopus. They have the little siphon. So honestly, maybe it pooped, but it kind of looked to me more like it was shooting like ink at him, like defensively. But throwing the octopus into the tank without acclimating it first is also very stressful. I don't know what his tank parameters are like, or what what he does for, aquarium care. So maybe we could give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's taking good care of him. Maybe taking good care of it, but yeah. I mean, maybe that was poop, or maybe it was more like ink. I don't know. Either way, I would have. I. I'm kind of curious how much experience he has with octopus in general, because, like I said, the brains thing bothers me. But yeah, it's interesting seeing how he's moving forward with the octopus.
But as the days passed, there he is. Whoa, 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 whoa! He took the plier. Taco, look what I got for you.
I like how the octopus
It's
just
an
wanted the
octopus
tongs.
toy piano. It's so perfect. Oh my god. Whoa. Oh, he got it. Whoa. I think he started to realize that I'm the person that saved him from becoming takoyaki. Taco, it's time to eat.
It's also, in general, not always a good idea to put your hands directly into an aquarium.
That's so scary.
Because
finally, he was more comfortable. Maybe a bit too comfortable. What the fuck? He's super strong.
So the cool thing about an octopus's tentacles is that they are actually like tasting you and exploring you when they touch you. So yeah, the octopus is getting to know him. So that part's really cool. If you're in the wild, I guess, and an octopus ever grabs you, the best thing to do is to not freak out. As hard as that sounds and is for most people, you don't want to freak out. You don't want to get mad. What you want to do is just let them explore you with their arm until they're done. Because they don't want to hurt you. They're just curious. Octopus are very curious creatures. And yeah, that's actually kind of how they like greet humans when they're hanging out under human care. The other thing about octopus and other critters is, of course, sticking your fingers in there is one thing, but like, I would say what you don't want to do is go in without washing your hands and making sure you've cleaned yourself up a bit first. Because one of the biggest problems is that people will do that. They'll this is for any kind of touch tank or any kind of marine animal. Remember, the water is like their air. So if you have lotion or hand sanitizer or anything on your hands, really, and you go sticking your hand in there, that gets in their water and everywhere. And that can be very bad for them. So, and there are certain things you never want to give fish or any kind of marine animal, like coffee. Don't give them coffee. They don't want that. That's bad for them. Don't do it.
Taco, what? Ah, don't eat me. Don't eat me. Ah. Now when Taco almost seemed to like me, it was time to throw in his first piano key. I really believed me and Taco could do this. But after watching him sit on his jar for 5 minutes straight, just staring into the void, completely ignoring the key, I was getting a little bit worried. But then, finally, he started to slowly approach it. But he thought I had made a boat for him. The next day, we tried again. Piano is fun! Who's your Asian parent? I am. Oh, no! Taco, you miss it. Maybe it was even a mistake.
So this is actually a really good first step in desensitizing Octopus to something new, because what he's doing is animal behavioral training, right? So he is training the octopus. And the first thing you really want to do when getting an animal, whether it's a dog, a cat, an octopus, a bird, doesn't matter what it is. If you want them to interact with a new object, you want to let them look at it and interact with it at their own pace. So you've got to show them that it's not dangerous, that it's not scary. So what we call this is desensitization. So you would introduce the object, like you see here, he puts it in the tank, and the octopus kind of started interacting with it, exploring it, trying to figure out, what is that thing? That's the first step, because, well, even with your dogs, they don't know that that thing is fine. And a lot of things can be kind of scary, especially if they move unexpectedly or make a weird noise, or if it's just kind of stressful, like getting your nails trimmed, because let's face it, whose dog likes getting their nail trimmed? So yeah, you want to get them desensitized to it first. So that's really good that he's putting it in there and trying to be patient and letting Taco the octopus. It's funny, it's just Octopus the octopus. Anyway, letting him, get used to that. That's a good first step. That's what you want to do.
Mistake, but eventually Taco touched the key perfectly. So I quickly rewarded him. And then he did whatever this was. Taco, what the fuck? And then he touched it again. His touching was getting more and more frequent. One more. Whoa! Once he got the hang of touching it, the next step was actually pushing it down. But there was a problem.
And he's actually doing exactly what you're supposed to do for behavioral training. So yeah, this is really good. This is really good. You see the behavior you want and then you reward them. It's awesome. I love that. It's really good, right? Okay, let's keep going.
Pushing isn't exactly natural for an octopus. What the fuck is that? Yes, this is it. This is it. You can do it. But when it comes to pulling stuff, Taco should write a book on that. So I started redesigning the key again and again until we got the ultimate octopus key. And how did I know that? Oh, amazing grip. Whoa, that's good. That's good. Whoa. Oh my God, that was amazing.
They should let him have a triangle solo.
3 times. Stop spamming, Taco. Yeah, I get it. You're good at this. Wait, will you actually play it? Whoa, whoa. Good job, Taco. One key obviously wasn't enough anymore, so I started building Taco his own custom Octopus piano. And he really
Okay, that's
supervised
really
every
neat.
second of the process.
Just builds a new piano
This is
for him
an
and everything.
historical moment. This is the first time you're going to play your piano. Oh. Wow, Taco! I can't believe I'm seeing you with a piano.
But Taco did everything except playing piano. He sat on it, filmed
Yes.
it, lifted it. It was obvious that...
Poor guy, he doesn't know what to do.
So I realized I had to show Taco what key to pull.
That's the key. There.
But he didn't want my help. And how could I be so sure?
Taco! Stop pushing me away! I'm helping you! Wait, you can push. I thought you couldn't push. No, don't. Hey, don't eat me, please. Taco. Put your thing here. Thing here.
This day I realized I have absolutely no idea how to teach an octopus piano. So I started to look
That's really funny. Okay, I love how he built the custom octopus piano. And I think it's really funny how he keeps saying that the octopus is trying to eat him when it's like, this is more like greeting or trying to figure you out. But, you know, eating him. uh I wonder if, let's see what he does next. This is funny.
for help online. But all I could find was recipes. Eventually though,
I mean, if you did want to learn about octopus training and octopus learning and behavior, there are a lot of academic articles about it. But I guess part of the problem is that academic articles aren't exactly readily accessible for everyone. There are different kinds of search engines, though, if you want to look for that. But yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know how readily accessible it is because, like I said, you know. But using basic animal training principles, you could probably get a lot done. So, yeah, it's
I
complicated.
managed to come in contact with an expert, Luigi. Together, we decided to try something crazy, teaching Taco using sound. Why is he crazy? Well, Taco doesn't even have ears. But with this science-grade underwater speaker, Taco can feel each note as a unique vibration. And maybe we can use that to teach him a melody. But after
That's
weeks
fun.
of training, it was obvious that these vibrations couldn't be used as a learning tool. However, the good news was, it made him enjoy playing the piano more. Probably because every note now turned on his giant octopus vibrator. Taco was satisfied, and I was happy Taco started liking piano, even if it was for unconventional reasons. But this wasn't music, it was just random notes once in a while. So I started looking into more proven methods for teaching animals piano. Take a look at this chicken, now this cat, and now this human. What do they all have in common? Their keys light up, showing them exactly what to play next. I managed to build a piano like this for Taco. I think there's no way he can fail.
Interesting.
But making a light up piano is already difficult, so making one that worked on
I'm really curious what kind of biologist he was talking to. I'll probably go and look that up later to see what he studied because I'm just curious now. Because, like, nobody's just a biologist.
the water
Fuck.
was pretty much impossible. But after a week of failed waterproofing attempts, I think
Please don't stop working, please. Taco, beg with all your arms. Just please light up, please light.
we got it. Now let's try it on Taco.
I wonder how much he spent on
Taco saw the
electronics.
light, approached the piano, and pulls the wrong key. It was probably a
Yay!
mistake. But then he did it again,
No.
and many more times.
He has pulled every key that is not red. Taco, why?
Okay, so maybe he naturally didn't go for the light, but I rewarded him the few times that he actually did. I thought with enough training, he will start associating the lit key with food. But the days went on, and Taco still had no interest in the light.
Taco, I need one out of your 8 legs to play the correct key.
So I got desperate. I changed color, intensity, I even removed keys until it was only 2 left. And still, Taco picked the wrong key.
I wonder if part of it is because of how bioluminescence is used underwater. Because underwater, anglerfish use bioluminescence to lure in animals to try to kill them, right? So bioluminescence isn't always a great time because bioluminescence means things light up, right? And things that light up, especially in the ocean, are usually doing it for bad reasons. Well, and some use it. There's lots of different ways and reasons that things light up, right? Because sometimes it's like, oh, now I can see, yay! Or I'm going to hunt you, rah! Yomp. But yeah, that would be a totally different experiment, though. So it's interesting, though, that so far his octopus is just no, not going for the light. No, no.
It was time to face reality. Taco hates my shitty lights. This bulletproof method not only failed horribly, I was now completely out of ideas. How could it be so hard to just show an octopus what note to play? But after many days of thinking, I had a realization. Taco is not a chicken. I can't just apply chicken logic to my octopus and expect it to work. I need to figure out what Taco likes. And it turns out...
Nom.
It was crabs. But how do I get the moving crab into every piano key? I think I have an idea.
Food
This is so dumb,
cylinders.
it's crazy. I hope this works. I really hope this works. Crab ray, Taco.
This is amazingly silly. I love it.
And somehow it actually worked. It didn't make him play the key, it just made him try to grab the crab. But he wasn't fooled by my design. I think what he really wanted was the movement. So if I make the lever move instead, maybe he will grab that and play a note.
Okay, come on, Taco.
Octopus are incredibly curious, so that does not surprise me that the movement makes him curious.
Here we pull. Yes! Good job, Taco. Whoa!
And he did it again. That's whoa! And many more times.
That Dr. Luigi Caputi is a marine biologist. Okay, that's what I figured, because if he was talking to anyone else, that would be weird. But it's always funny to me how they just say biologist or whatever. Because, like, again, I'm curious what exactly he studies with marine biology, because that's a big field. But I'm glad he actually talked to an expert. Also, this whole switching methods to the keys are moving. Let's look at why they're moving. Or, sorry, not look at why they're moving. Let's make them move so the octopus is interested. That is a really good idea. That is actually a big principle of animal training as well. If you are training a dog or a cat or whatever, you want to find out what motivates your animal. So, for example, if you want a cat to jump on something and they really like a laser pointer, you can use the laser pointer. That makes a lot of sense. But if your cat doesn't care about a laser pointer at all, and you try to use the laser pointer to get them to jump on something or play with something, then it's not going to work. They have no motivation. And a lot of animals are, of course, food motivated by different kinds of treats. But my dog, for example, he really loves chicken or he really loves cheese. So if we want to encourage him to learn something new, we get lots of chicken and cheese to reward him. It's like, yay, you're a good boy, awesome. But if we want him to have zero interest in it, then we would get out something like vegetables, which he has zero interest in. So you want to think about the right motivation for teaching whatever you're trying to teach this behavior. So the fact that he realized, like, yeah, the octopus hates the light, but loves when things move, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want to do. That's exactly how it works. So, really, really cool to see him figuring it out and going along like that.
Was working amazingly.
Good job, Taco. Good job. Yeah. We're back, Taco.
And every day
Yay!
Taco got better at piano. And after 1 week, he could play 2 notes in a row.
Good. Whoa. Whoa.
The second week, this happened.
Whoa. A chord.
Taco started loving piano. He would sit all day looking at it, hoping I would place it in his tank.
You're missing your piano?
He even came up to the glass whenever I played. And at 6 every night, it was finally his turn.
I love how much fun this
Come on, Taco,
octopus
that's
is
it.
having.
Whoa.
Octopus are just so curious. They love having fun.
You're a genius, Taco.
I thought Taco was getting close to something amazing, but as the days went on, I started to realize something. Taco was no longer improving. It was like playing 3 keys in a row was his absolute limit.
One more, Taco. You can do it. No, don't give up.
And I kept training him, hoping for a breakthrough, but instead, our training went backwards.
Don't do that, Taco. Come on. Taco, what?
At this point, Taco knew how to play a few notes, but I don't think he understood that I wanted him to keep going, to complete a full melody. And for
Wonder if
days,
the
I was
octopus
stuck
just got
trying to
bored
solve this
too.
continuation problem. Meanwhile, our training kept deteriorating.
Nah, Taco.
And it felt like my chance of ever teaching Taco piano was slipping away.
Taco release. Whoa, you.
At this point, I had given up.
I had too much hope in you, Taco. I don't think an octopus can play piano.
But even if I had stopped training Taco, he still came up waiting for the piano at 6 every evening. And eventually, this convinced me to give it one last try. But this time, I needed something different. Something that could show Taco that he wasn't just
Yes,
playing keys.
animal
He
training!
was progressing towards a goal. But no matter how much I tried, I just couldn't find the solution myself. I needed a person that thinks so far outside the box that the box didn't even exist for them. His name was Gim. Together, we came up with an idea that was so ridiculous that it might actually work. We call it the crab elevator. Here's how it works. Every key press lowers the crab a little closer to Taco, and it's impossible for him to take it before it reaches the bottom. And to get it there, he needs to complete an entire melody. It's a progress bar Octopus edition.
That makes sense.
Taco was intrigued. How do I get that crab down? First he tried swimming into the pipe, then twerking for it, and finally he tried to pull it down himself.
Come on.
That is
Stop.
such an
And I
octopus
started
thing to
fearing
do.
that just because this was logical for us, doesn't mean it is for an octopus. But then he gave up. He focused his attention on the piano and played a note. And another one.
Come on, Taco. Come on. A bit more. Yes. Yes. Taco. You did.
This is a really cool process. I really like how he talked to another expert, an engineer, and they built this. It kind of reminds me of how they do things like with like with ravens and corvids and other animals to try to figure out their intelligence. And how they do it is they do things like, hey, what happens if we, you know, take this puzzle and give it to the bird? And the puzzle is usually something like, there is food in this hole, and we gave you a stick to dig it out, figure it out. And they give them the time to figure it out. And then they, they use the stick to get the food out of the hole, or they figure out how to open a door to get at the food. It's really cool seeing all the different designs and ways people are like, "Hey, I can teach the animal to do this in return for a food reward." And like the crab elevator, that is just I love this. This is really cool. Ah, look at that little octopus.
After practicing with it every day for a week, it finally clicked for Taco what I wanted him to do from the beginning. Now he always kept going, with a focus I have never seen before, to a point where the crabs almost became a distraction.
Taco, don't let him get you like that.
A distraction from finishing his melody. And at that point I knew that Taco was finally ready. After 4 months of failures and breakthroughs, it was time for Taco to attempt his first ever piano performance.
Okay, you ready? Let's play, Taco. More.
Jamming out. Rock out, little octopus. Rock out.
Taco, good job. That was amazing. I didn't know you were a blues pianist. That was amazing, Taco.
And this wasn't the last time me and Taco played together.
Whoa, 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 you already started without me. Taco, I'm in your band.
We did this every day for weeks, and Taco always kept surprising me. Some days he was the best band member ever. Other days he did typical octopus things.
What is this? Octopuses doesn't need chopsticks. Stop dancing, you're not a dancer, you're a pianist.
But no matter what kind of day it was, he kept improving. Until the music Taco made sounded so good, no one would believe me if this wasn't recorded.
You have a big range, Taco. It's like Rashmaninov.
I love this octopus. Just jamming out, having a good time. I love how octopus just do things and it's like, why? Because it's
and
fun.
I almost forgot sometimes that Taco was destined to become someone's dinner. And now we're making music together.
Yeah.
Taco had become more than I could ever wish for. So now it was time to give him what he wants.
More crabs. He
You'll
wants
be
to eat
happier
more
soon,
crabs. Feed him more crabs.
This is where Taco came
Food.
from. And maybe this is where his story should end.
No.
But Taco
Don't
is a
do that, don't
pianist
do
now.
that, don't do that, no,
And we all
no.
know a musician could never
No.
survive in the real world.
I was really worried that he was actually going to release the octopus back into the wild, because that's actually one of the worst things you can do for an animal after you take them out of the wild, is put them back. And you want to know why? Because as humans, when we take animals out of the wild, when we take them out of their natural habitat, and we're just like, oh, let's just put them back there, it's always a terrible idea because we have special diseases that we give animals, and animals have no immunity, and it ends up making all the other animals sick and killing them, and it's really bad. Or just as bad as when people are like, "Hey, I have a pet rabbit, but I don't want it anymore, so I'm going to release it into the wild with all these other rabbits." But it turns out that, any old rabbit just isn't the same type of rabbit. So you can end up causing things where it's like, "Oh, this species is actually really invasive and outcompetes all the other rabbits." And it's like, "Oh, but it's just one rabbit." But what if your rabbit is pregnant and they all start breeding and suddenly you have a billion rabbits and they've taken over an entire place and now you have rabbits everywhere that weren't there before, and it causes a whole situation and it's not great. Or what if everybody starts releasing all of their rabbits or all their turtles or all of their everything, and suddenly you've just got like a ton of turtles that weren't supposed to be there who are now there and taking things over. Because it's one thing when animals move around and stuff, and that's fine. It's another thing when humans think, like, hey, what if we just start moving everything everywhere and we just have, you know, we just move all the animals everywhere. Yeah, and they outcompete everyone, and suddenly, instead of having all of our cool native to Alberta species of turtles, we only have red-eared sliders who have taken over everything, and there's no fish, there's no turtles, there's no nothing, because the red-eared sliders ate all the food and took it over, and now it's their house. It's actually really bad and really sad, so really glad he didn't do that, because that made me worried.
Taco, I think I just found you the biggest crab ever.
So he's staying with me.
Yay! Oh, I'm really glad that he kept the octopus. That is a good ending. That makes me happy. That was a really cute video. I quite liked that. So, if you actually want to learn more about training animals, you can learn quite a bit online. Like, for example, if you want to train your dog, the American Kennel Club actually has a lot of great resources about training your dog, how to teach them different behaviors, and they even have videos and stuff on here. And they use positive reinforcement, which he was also using in the video, which is where you give them a treat, you don't punish them. So they do what you want, and then you give them a treat. So every time Taco pushed the button, he got a treat, which was like, "Yay, you did the behavior. You did good. I'm proud of you. Here's your treat." Instead of being like, "No, you are wrong. I'm going to take everything away from you, or I'm going to hit you, or whatever." In positive reinforcement, you can also do things like a timeout, where you literally just remove yourself from the situation and you just give each other time to cool down. And timeouts are completely fine and normal because it lets you calm down, because I'm sure you've gotten really frustrated before. So, yeah, let's see what the AKC has to say about positive reinforcement, because they could probably explain it really well too.
Canine fitness is important for all dogs, whether they're canine athletes or they just go on the occasional walk. Simple exercises can be done with minimal equipment at home in order to be more active with your dogs. Certified canine fitness expert Jamie Popper is sharing 3 canine exercises to work your dog's body and brain. Hi, Jamie. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to share a few tips.
Well, we're excited too. And when dog owners think of exercise, we usually think of physical exertion, but how important is mental stimulation for our pets, especially right now?
That is such a great question. If we're not able to get our dogs outside to physically exercise them and really physically tire them out, they are much more prone and susceptible to behavior issues and other boredom behaviors like chewing on things that we don't want them to, nuisance barking, and overall just being a nuisance for us.
Barking out the window like my dog.
That are physically stimulating for them, then we definitely want to make sure that we're stimulating their brains, giving them that mental stimulation so that we can tire them out there too.
What exercises would you suggest for either stimulating the dog's brain or body, or maybe both at the same time?
Before we start working on fancy, balance equipment, stuff like that, we want to make sure that we teach our dogs 3 foundation behaviors before we start putting them up on unstable pieces of equipment or taking the behaviors to the next level. And those 3 foundation behaviors are the tuck sit, the kick back stand, and the fold back down. So when it comes to the tuck sit, what we're looking for is that our dog's front feet stay in one spot and their rear feet tuck forward into the sitting position. Now, why do we care about the way in which they move into that sit? Well, when they do it in that way, they're engaging their core and their forelimbs, which makes it a strengthening exercise.
This wasn't exactly what I was expecting, but yeah. So it's really cool how you can train so much with your pets or with an octopus or, pretty much any animal. Animals can learn so many things. And honestly, the thing I like about that video, I like how this explains all the differences as well. So you can learn all about positive reinforcement, negative, etc. But I really liked how that video, how he kept trying different things and talking to different people. And I want to look up that doctor because now I'm curious. I want to see what kind of research he does. It was really, really interesting to me that that he kept trying different ways to train the octopus, which is really, really what training is all about. It's a lot of you keep on trying things, you keep doing different things. Luigi Capote. Okay, cool. He's published a lot of different things. He looks at marine animals. Tunicates, cool. Okay, so he looks at quite a variety of different things. We've got like plankton and all kinds of different stuff. So that is also the nice thing is you can look up, like you see here, I'm looking up on ResearchGate. I was just curious to see like what kind of work has he done? Because I always find it interesting to see what people have researched, kind of look at their papers. Sometimes they have books or interviews as well. You can kind of get a feel for like what is it that they're doing and what do they hope to achieve? And it can be really interesting to look into that. But yeah, with that whole octopus study that, well, it wasn't a study, but experiment pretty much, right? Training exercise. It was really interesting to see how they made that piano and how they figured things out. And like he did a lot of things right, which was really, really cool. And the whole trial and error of it all. I'm also curious if he'll keep on trying to train different things, like different behaviors with the octopus. Or I feel like some people seeing it will try to do that themselves, or maybe it'll lead to other studies. But there's a lot we still don't know about octopus and octopus behavior. And one of the biggest things we've learned is that octopus just don't cooperate if they don't want to. And that's really funny to me. Because, like, they are independent. They will do what they want. And that is perfectly all right. And you know what? That's great. Like, good for them. Because octopus are just, like, you look up octopus intelligence and it's like, there's so many different videos showing, like, them opening jars or, escaping from things or how smart are they? It's just, it's very interesting, right? And it's like, yeah, they have their big brain and they have those kinds of mini brains. But again, it's not the same as a human brain. It looks like this. It's very different looking. It's pretty much just a simple bundle of nerves, but their nerves are everywhere. And their nerves are so sensitive that they can feel taste. They can do so much with those individual arms. And just the fact that octopus can like control each arm independently of each other and move them in such fine motor ways because their arms are way more flexible than like, human fingers are, or well, human arms in general too, right? They have such cool control of those arms. They are just so talented, and the fact that they can even do things like change their texture, or the fact that octopus, there's some things that are AI on here, whoopsies. But they come in so many different sizes and colors and shapes. And honestly, octopus just won the lottery for mollusks because, like, if you look at the different types of mollusks, like, mollusks are even things like a snail is a mollusk. And look how simple that is. It's like they are a mouth, a stomach, an intestine, and a butt. And that's pretty much it. Like, they are super simple. Well, and look, different types of mollusks again. You have barnacles, snails, oysters, scallops, octopus, slugs, mussels, snails. Like, these are all in the same the same category. They are all mollusks. And it's just like octopus and squid and cuttlefish kind of won the lottery because they have so much more going for them than the others. No offense to snails and slugs or barnacles or anybody else, but like octopus are just so cool. They can do so much more. So sorry, oysters and mussels, but you know, they're not as fancy. They're kind of not as cool as the cephalopods. They're not as great. Well, they're great, but you know, it's like you just kind of look at the mollusks and you look at the different things in there. Like you look at the gastropods and it's like they're okay. Or you know, you've got wormy thing, you've got clam shell things, you know, and then you go to the cephalopods and it's like we can't see their shells because their shells are on the inside and they're much smaller now, well, except for the nautilus. But like they're just so much cooler. They've got so much going on. They're just so cool. They're so talented. They're so fancy. I love them so much. I can't help myself. I just think octopus are so neat. And like I said, if I was making a mollusk tier list, the squids and octopus would go like at the top. Cuttlefish would probably be A tier. Nautilus would also be A tier, but squids get to be an S tier because they fight whales as giant squids. And octopus also get to be an S tier because they just cause trouble and figure out so much, which is great. Snails, I love snails, but I'm gonna put snails in a solid B tier. Slugs attack my garden and ruin it, so they're C tier. Yeah, they're C tier. They are C. Chitons, they're okay. They can be in B tier as well. I don't really remember what a Turgoemia. I don't remember much about it. You can be in C tier with slugs. Bivalves, you are tasty, but you don't compare at all. You get to be in D tier. D as in you're just done. You're doing your best. No, D for doing your best, not for done. Bivalves are in D tier for doing their best. Doing your best tier. I'm so funny. VTuber laughs at their own jokes. Hi, chat. Anyway, thank you all for taking this little journey with me today, learning about the octopus. And if you take anything out of this, besides, of course, how interesting they are, just, you know what? Let's actually look at some octopus camouflage before I let you go. Because, like, I feel like you have to look at it to really understand how beautiful they are. How long is the national? Oh, this one's 2 minutes. Let's look at National Geographic. I'm sure they got good things to tell us.
This is a giant Pacific octopus.
Yes, it is.
She has a calculating intelligence. Thanks to her donut-shaped brain. She's powered by 3 hearts that pump copper-rich blue blood. With her knack for invisibility, she sets the stage for a crustacean apocalypse.
I mean, it's camouflage, not invisibility, but you get it. Eat the crab. Eat
That
that
rock
crab.
is not a rock. The octopus paralyzes her prey with venom delivered by a hidden beak. There's no escape from this sucker-filled fate.
Sucker-filled fate.
280 suction cups per arm can taste as well as grab. Though they only live about 4 years, giant Pacific octopuses can reach 30 feet long and weigh 200 pounds. Getting that big takes a lot of crabs.
Ow. Crab. Get him, get him, get him. Yeah! Yes, eat the crab. Do it. Eat the crab. Yay! I just love watching octopus do things.
She stashes the living crabs until she's got a full load. Her takeout meal for the day.
Mollusk tier list.
Then she heads for home. Discarded shells testify to the feast in her lair and to a satisfied hunter.
This is my pet octopus named Sashimi, and this is a vault.
Huh. It looks like a lot of other people are doing things with octopus. Because this guy's got a whole let's see an octopus go through an underwater maze thing. Which, that is also pretty cool. I guess the YouTubers have discovered octopus. Which doesn't surprise me because, I mean, yeah, they are very, very popular. And of course, there's like the mimic octopus, which they control like the individual body. It's so cool. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today was how cool octopus are when it comes to learning and just in general. I'm glad we watched that video at the end about our big octopus who was going around hunting for things because, like I said, I think it's really important to understand how things work and, of course, to understand, like, they have a very special brain that's not like ours, and that's totally cool and fine. But yeah, there's a lot of information about octopus out there, and also a lot of information about how we don't understand a lot about them and are learning a lot more. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed talking about. Yes, and don't just throw things into the ocean. Never just release things into the ocean. Be nice to the ocean. That's where the animals live. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video today, and I hope that you had fun learning about octopus with me. I might be back tomorrow during the afternoon. We'll see. Might play some games. But yeah, I just really wanted to talk about this video today. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, my name is King of Frogs. I am Northern King of Frogs over on Blue Sky, I think. Or am I King of Frogs VTuber? I know I'm King of Frogs VTuber for sure. King of Frogs VT on Instagram. I do have a Discord, so if you're interested in joining the Discord, that link is in my About section. All of my social links and more information is in my About section, so go check that out. Go check out my About section. And again, thank you for listening. Thank you for learning. And have a great rest of your evening or day, depending on your time zone. Goodbye, everyone, and have a good night. Bye!